Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and DMK's President, M K Stalin, has triggered a debate in what he has described as the Dravidian Pongal. Now, addressing the party cadres ahead of the festivities, Stalin underlined that Pongal is a Tamil harvest festival which transcends religion and caste and should be celebrated as a symbol of social justice, equality, and community bonding. Now, the DMK chief urged the party workers to organize community Pongal events, reflecting the festival as one which is rooted in Tamil culture rather than religious identity, as a Dravidian Pongal. Now, the BJP has come down heavily on the DMK's pitch, saying that DMK was trying to remove the puja and the Hindu elements from Pongal and rebrand it as a secular festival. BJP has also said that Pongal is a Sanatan Dharma festival and there is sun worship involved. By redefining it, DMK is attempting to take it off the Hindu calendar. So we'll try and understand as to what this politics of Pongal means. Joining me this evening is S. Srinivasan, editor-in-chief of the Federal. So thank you so much for joining. And so to begin with, this
Hello,
entire
Nilu. Thank you. Thank you for getting me here. Yeah.
yeah. So, sir, this entire politics around Pongal, which is playing out, whether it is BJP or AIADMK or what MK Stalin is talking about, how would you really decode it? And everyone understands the compulsion because elections are around the corner, just barely any time left. So, what is this politics on Pongal, which is happening, means?
Yeah. Let's first understand what is Pongal. See, Pongal is a kind of a harvest festival. And it's not just in Tamil Nadu, it's celebrated in almost all parts of India. And, the way the calendar works in India is basically, since we were an agrarian economy, and agriculturists were the prime movers there, and even now most of India lives in its villages. So it's a biggest festival countrywide. If you see everywhere, and specifically in Tamil Nadu, what it happens is that it's a kind of a Thanksgiving, and it is telling the nature, telling the sun god that we are very happy that you have given us a bountiful of crop and other things. So what they do is the first crop is cut and that is offered to sun god. That is what Pongal is essentially, and it's a kind of an outdoor festival. They actually put a pot, earthen pot, and then add some jaggery, some rice and other things, and prepare Pongal out of that. That's how it is celebrated, and then it is offered to sun god. An offering is made and it is distributed to all the villagers. That is how the whole thing began, and it is also kind of a link to nature, thanking the nature that you have given us this. Now, over a period of time, things have changed. Now it has more elements are added. They actually also keep a sugar cane. The full
Yes.
sugar cane is also kept alongside. So it's a that kind of a festival. Now, it is down left to individuals. How do they want to celebrate it further? No, it doesn't have too many rituals. But then, if somebody wants to celebrate it as on that day, they want to have a puja of Surya Narayana puja, which is basically sun god. They want to have a puja. They are free to do that. Nobody is stopping them. They can have it. So it's and agriculture doesn't mean it belongs to a certain community. People from all community, caste, religion, everybody. There are agriculturists, so they would also participate as a cultural event. Okay, so that is how it has been, and it was never controversial. If you look at Tamil Nadu, this is the number one festival here. Unlike North, we have seen it in Delhi, where Diwali is considered a big festival. People here would largely consider Pongal as a large festival. Now, that was there when it was remaining largely as agricultural. India was more agriculture dependent. Now, as people are beginning to get jobs in cities, people have moved to IT companies, they have moved to cities. they still go back to celebrate Pongal in the villages. You will see in Chennai, almost the city is emptied out. People have all gone to villages. The trains are all booked. Bus tickets, which are normally 400, 500 rupees, is sold at a premium of 4,500 to 5,000 rupees. That's a kind of a festival where people want to go back to the roots, to the village, and be with the families and celebrate this festival. But as I was saying, that economy is now turning more towards also the service economy, IT sector and others have come. So people have more disposable income in their hands, and therefore Diwali has also become an important festival. The people have begun to celebrate Diwali. They greet each other. Like Diwali for a long time was, even today, it's basically a cultural festival. Everybody celebrates Diwali. Crackers are children's pleasure. Any child, any community, any religion, they all want to explode crackers. And it's a great festival, everybody celebrates. That is how Indian festivals have been. And Pongal is also one such festival. There have been various extension to this festival, because it was earlier restricted to only Pongal, but over a period of time, other things joined, like jallikattu. I'll come to that if you want. I'll further explain what happened, what is the other extension of Pongal. But that's
Right.
how basically Pongal is. And
Right.
the politicians trying to politicize this is, there's nothing unusual about it. As you correctly said, elections are just 60 days away. It's less than 60 days, perhaps, in Tamil Nadu. So it is very obvious that, DMK is trying to use it, and by calling it Dravidian Pongal. There was no need to say it. Pongal doesn't need a labeling. Pongal doesn't become a great festival or a good festival because a political party wants to label it. Neither, there is a reaction from the BJP's Vanati Srinivasan calling it as a Sanatan Pongal. These nomenclatures doesn't matter actually. So, she's obviously trying to jump in, because by adding elements like, they are trying to take the character out of the festival. you know, what is the underlying message? There was another word which is earlier used. Actually, they are calling it, Dravidian Pongal. Earlier, it was called a Samatva Pongal, which means inclusive Pongal, which will have all people included. Now, whether like it or not, Pongal is celebrated across all colleges. You must, if you are in Tamil Nadu, you will see the pictures of colleges celebrating. There are many missionary colleges here, and students, boys, girls, so they have fun on that day. They have lots of outdoor games. They jointly play, they dance, they celebrate. So it's actually a mass cultural festival here. So the politicians may be attempting this on either side. If DMK says it's a Dravidian, obviously BJP is not going to be left behind. They will say this is Sanatan, because the attempt is to polarize. If you're trying to polarize one side, I'll try to do a counter polarization. I don't think there is anything beyond than this. I think for people of Tamil Nadu, generally here, it hardly matters. For them, Pongal is Pongal.
No, but when Stalin says that it's a Dravidian Pongal, then we have BJP which says that it's a Sanatan Pongal. How much of a political resonance it's going to have coming as it does just before elections? Do you think it's going to resonate with the voters when they make these shrill noises about Pongal?
No, no. In one word, no. It's not
Okay.
going to make any difference. People here are not going to make, are going to, because they don't consider it as a Hindu festival, or a religious festival where other religions shouldn't join. There's nothing like it. So I don't think there's going to be any impact of this. Look, if you were to extend this argument, has such attempts been made in the past? There were. So, for instance, BJP was trying to make an attempt earlier. They wanted to make in Tamil Nadu, the Ganapati Puja as a big one. So, what is called as Vinayagar Chaturthi here, basically Ganesh Puja. Ganesh Puja is celebrated big. It was actually more in Maharashtra, then of course spread to other parts of North. Now you have in Delhi, you would see Ganesh Utsav pandals coming up. Even Durga Utsav pandals are beginning to come up. So basically, they try to bring it here to a large number, like what happens in Mumbai along the sea. People say, uh, Ganapati Babba Moria, Purusha Varche Lokriya. What they say is, please return next year. So there is a slogan there. So similarly, they thought here, they tried to organize a big one. People participated, but there was no. It's again, people went to the shore, submerged, came back. That's all. The matter ended. Then see again Ram Temple issue as an issue when it came from Tamil Nadu. People all celebrated. When even Shilanyas happened, the bricks were taken around. People offered their prayer. Those who wished to, but it never became a political issue.
Right.
Then BJP tried to use. I mean, they then realized that See, so what might have a better resonance. So Murugan, Lord Muruga, basically in North it's Kartikeya, brother of Ganesha, as you might know. So that has a larger appeal here. So they said, okay, let us have Vel Yatra. That also they tried. The a politician, party BJP chief tried to do that Vel Yatra. It didn't work. People all came out and celebrated along with them, but when it came to electoral politics, they just simply ignored it because they see these things, cultural, religious issues, very separate from political issues. So
No, but
I
if you look at things, sir, it's from this light,
yeah,
like what you just explained. So does Stalin not make a better resonance than what BJP is talking about? BJP is trying to put religion into it, but what Stalin, he might have given it a nomenclature, calling it a Dravidian Pongal, but at the same time he talks about social justice. He's talking about community bonding, and he also talks about equality. So, and this is
yeah.
exactly what the people of Tamil Nadu are doing.
Fine, they would agree with him, but that is not going to necessarily turn into an electoral issue. That's what I'm trying to say. They
Okay.
will
Okay.
say what Stalin is saying is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, but it doesn't mean that suddenly, even people who are in other parties, say somebody is in AIDMK, somebody is in VCK, somebody is in Congress, they may also say, yeah, what he's saying is fine, but doesn't mean they are suddenly going to, this is going to be a big appeal during elections. It's not going to be. That's what I'm trying to say, because it's cuts across.
Right.
In the past. Uh, Not many, people from other religions. For instance, it's very common that even Muslims and Christians participating in that, cheering and having a partaking Pongal and celebrating with other people. They have no aversion to this. I mean, there is no such. Yeah, they may not. Some of them may not be participating in the rituals, but they will
Yeah.
participate in the cultural aspect of it. It's almost like how Onam is celebrated in Kerala.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a mass festival. Everybody participate. They all have fun, and there could be some hardliners within these parties. There could be those who may not, because they may have a different approach to this. So they may not, but doesn't mean that there is anything which is basically creating any controversy. So these kind of attempts, uh, if this whole issue wouldn't have arisen if he just said that let us celebrate Pongal. See, in the past, if you notice, even Periyar or Annadurai, the former chief minister Periyar, who was ideologue, they would greet people on Pongal, but they won't do it on Diwali. Okay, that was a controversy earlier. So BJP would raise a question: why you're not greeting? Specifically, the question we posed to DMK: why you're not greeting people on Diwali? Why you are keeping out of it?
Yeah.
Uh, I think over a period of time, even I mean, right now they still don't. DMK officially, I don't think they do. But as people, I don't think they have any problem. They would,
No, but sir, no, yeah, but sir, the larger question is that do you see an attempt on both sides, whether it is Stalin or whether it is BJP, they are trying to redefine Pongal in some way or the other. We could look at it from the polarization of votes, or some kind of a consolidation, or maybe the Hindu voter consolidation. But is there an effort on both sides to redefine the festival completely?
See, I think, like I was trying to tell you, that the political class always tries to, wherever things are getting some kind of a mass appeal, and when they want to reach out to people, and especially when it's an election time, a politician wants to reach out. And since it's a mass function or a mass thing, they would like to take advantage of that. And Also, some of them will probably make it an opportunity to polarize it, expecting that whether it will help them electorally. But that's what I'm trying to say, that they may try this, but I can say very firmly that this won't have any impact. So
Right.
that is what it is happening. So they are reaching out because it's a mass festival. People are going to gather in large number. So it's easy to make this appeal because, as I said, it's an outdoor festival. It's a more of a celebration. People are going to come out. And now, as I said, what happened after 2018, the jallikattu controversy, as you might remember. This was the large protest on 8 January 2017, sorry, when several groups of people, it's largely it was a social media appeal, and they came out and protested in Marina Beach, to revoke the ban on Jallikattu, which was imposed in the year 2014. And they also wanted PETA to be banned in India. And it was a massive protest on the beaches of Marina. Chennai was chock a block. Everybody came out and protested and said we should have the freedom to celebrate our cultural fest. So, again, it was an expression of people's, thinking that, look, it's a cultural festival. We all want to celebrate it. Don't stop it. So the PETA had a counter argument. They said, look, you are actually trying to harm animals, and it should not be allowed. So the regulations were made. Government came in,
Right.
stepped in. Supreme Court also said that certain guidelines should be there, and the timings were restricted. It was done under a strict watch. Now that again has become an extension of Pongal. So the Pongal has now got a bigger, uh, uh, you know, uh, thing now. It is not just a one-day festival where the Pongal is,
Yeah.
kept in a pot and it's brewed. Now it is actually, it's now extension of that is actually Jallikattu. So earlier again, Jallikattu was restricted to individual villagers, small groups, and it was more of an OBC dominated function because they were the largely agrarian. Now it has become more of a class function. Anybody who has actually can afford keeping a bull. You see, it's not easy. Things have now shifted to tractors. Agriculture happens now largely mechanized and other things. People use tractors. Keeping a bull itself is an expensive proposition. So, but then they rear bulls. But when they celebrate Mattu Pongal, which is basically also thanking the livestock, because it's also part of the agriculture economy. So the cow is decorated, it's worshipped. So similarly, bulls are worshipped. Bulls are painted. Their horns are painted. The earlier in the villages, the practice was the horns are painted in party colors, and then there between the horns they would put other ornaments to decorate it. But it is true that there was a political element earlier also, like DMK's district, in charge would early morning he would go village after village and change the flag. It's a kind of flag hoisting ceremony for DMK cadres. They would remove the old flag of the party and hoist a new flag on this day, on
Hmm.
Pongal. So earlier, say for instance, there is a district secretary. He would take his motorcycle, go from village to village, and hoist the in whatever villages are in his district, hoist the flags, put a new DMK flag, and remove the old one. Even that was included as part of this. So obviously, as I was saying, that whenever there is a mass number of people gather and there's a cultural fest, or politicians try to go and try to make an entry into that. That's how they've been doing it.
Srini sir,
But
but can
still,
I
it has
just
remained a cultural fest only.
no, no, you've explained that beautifully. But sir, do you think that Stalin can go to the extent of taking Pongal out of the Hindu calendar? Because here you have a Sanatan Pongal which is being emphasized by BJP. Then maybe can Stalin take that kind of a desperate measure to take off Pongal from the Hindu calendar? Can he do that?
No, look, it's actually what it is. It's in Tamil calendar. It's a beginning of a new month. Okay, Margari month is over, and Thai is a new month which is born. Okay, now with the arrival of new year, new month, actually it's a new. It's also the alignment of the sun. It shifts today, so that's why it is. It's a harvest festival and timed with that. So from today, the new month of Thai is born. So I don't think, and it's a part of a Tamil calendar. Nobody can change it. So I think these kind of things are a bit outlandish. And there is a saying in Tamil that whenever this month comes, it's a month of hope. So people actually start new things, and any new beginning on this day, they feel it's going to be successful. And this is not restricted to South alone. I'm sure similar feelings are there in the North as well.
Oh,
Everybody, Sankranti is what it's a different name given,
right.
So that's how it is celebrated. So I think these kind of things that, calendar would be changed, I think these are a bit far fetched.
Right. Another thing which I wanted to ask you was the involvement of the minorities in Pongal festivities across Tamil Nadu. We've seen a lot of Muslims also taking part in Pongal. How is it, and how would BJP react to it? Because here in the north, the culture is that, oh, the Muslims are people, but here you have a lot of minorities celebrating Pongal. So how will it be juxtaposed when it comes to the politics of DMK and the BJP? Because they are talking about Sanatan, where they can't see any kind of intervention from the Muslims.
Yeah, so if you read Vanati Srinivasan's statement carefully, and she said that she alleged, adding that the move appeared to be aimed at allowing minorities to participate under a secular framework.
Yeah.
It's a bit funny. See, earlier secularism was considered uh, before the change in regime in 2014. That's how it's also a part of our, not just ethos, also in the constitution. Secularism very much there, so we cannot forget it. So to say that, oh, other religions are also being included, it's basically a very funny thing, in a way, to say this.
Hmm.
So if it is inclusive, why should there be a problem if other people from other religions also want to participate in it? Why should it be frowned at? So I think, like I said earlier, these kind of statements could be an attempt to polarize, but I don't think people are going to get polarized. You see, here again, they're very interesting. If you look at it carefully, uh, you know the the way uh, uh, the whole thing started. OBC, it was actually initially more of an OBC festival because they were the largely agrarians. They are the one who actually tilled the land, like you say in the north, the Yadavas, who were largely seen as an agrarian, you know, but so the identity over a period of time from restricted to a particular community or a caste went across to other segments also. There was some resistance, but then it became slightly more class because anybody who could own a bull, they would. So gradually it extended. Similarly, it is extended to religion. Uh, Say here, for instance, if you look at along the coasts of Tamil Nadu, uh, the most people there actually are their primary identity is, even their multiple identities, but the primary identity is also that they are all Tamilians and they all speak Tamil. Tamil identity is very important. And Pongal is actually very much related to Tamil identity.
Absolutely. And you've given a beautiful slice of this Pongal politics. And discussing this, we also got to know about the jallikattu and how parties hoist their flags on a day like Pongal. A lot of information, sir, you gave. But we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Shri sir, for joining. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.